My precious child, in this moment, as tears blur your vision and sorrow weighs heavy on your heart, I want you to hear these words with the deepest part of your soul. Your season of weeping is not your final season. Every tear you shed is precious to me, and I promise you this: I will transform your sorrow into joy. I see you there, trying to hide your pain behind brave smiles and casual "I'm fines." I hear the sobs you muffle into your pillow when night falls and loneliness crowds in. I feel the ache in your heart that seems too deep for words. None of your pain goes unnoticed by me. None of your grief is invisible to my eyes. Your tears are not wasted. Each one is collected in my bottle, recorded in my book. They are watering seeds of joy that I have already planted in the soil of your tomorrow. What feels like endless winter to you is actually the prelude to your springtime. What seems like permanent midnight is merely the darkness before your dawn. I understand why joy feels impossible right now, how the very thought of laughter seems distant and unreal, how happiness appears to be a luxury reserved for others while you drown in waves of sorrow. But remember, I am the God who specializes in transformations. I turn mourning into dancing. I exchange ashes for beauty. I trade heavy spirits for garments of praise. Think of Mary Magdalene at my tomb. Her tears of grief became tears of joy when she heard me speak her name. Think of Hannah in the temple. Her years of weeping gave way to songs of praise when I answered her prayers. Think of David in his Psalms. His darkest laments transformed into highest praise. Their stories of transformation are previews of what I will do for you. I see how this sorrow has changed you, how it's dimmed your light, muted your song, stolen your smile. But what the enemy meant to destroy you, I will use to develop you. What he intended to break you, I will use to build you. What he planned for your devastation will become your transformation. Your tears are not signs of weakness. They're proof of your humanity. They're not evidence of failed faith. They're expressions of honest hearts. Even my son Jesus wept. He understood human sorrow, experienced human grief, felt human pain. Through him, I understand yours perfectly. There are moments when joy seems like a foreign language. Your heart has forgotten how to speak. When happiness feels like a country to which you've lost the map. When peace appears as distant as the stars. But my child, joy isn't just an emotion. It's my promise to you. And my promises never fail. The enemy wants you to believe that this sorrow is permanent, that this pain is your new normal, that these tears will never end. But he is a liar, and your tears are temporary. Joy comes in the morning, and your morning is coming. Hope will rise again, and it will rise within you. Peace will return, and it will be deeper than before. Don't rush to wipe away your tears. Don't feel pressured to get over it. Don't let anyone shame you for your grief. I am not uncomfortable with your pain. I am not impatient with your process. I am right here, holding you through every tear, collecting each one as precious and preparing to transform them all into joy. Your sorrow is doing a deep work in you, creating channels for joy to flow, carving spaces for peace to dwell, preparing room for hope to grow. Like a master sculptor who sees the masterpiece in the marble, I see the joy emerging through your tears. Every chip, every cut, every painful moment is revealing something beautiful. When others tell you to just be happy or look on the bright side, I say take the time you need to grieve. When the world rushes past your pain, I sit with you in it. When voices around you say, move on, my voice whispers, I'm here. For I am not just the God of joy, I am the God who walks with you through sorrow on the way to joy. In these moments when your heart feels shattered, and joy seems like a distant memory, I want you to understand something profound. Your capacity for sorrow is actually creating a deeper capacity for joy. Like a valley being carved by rushing waters, your tears are creating space for rivers of joy to flow. As you reflect on this truth, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to join our community of faith and inspiration. I see how exhausting it is to carry this weight of sadness, how heavy your heart feels when you wake each morning, how the simplest tasks require enormous effort when grief is your constant companion. But my beloved, even in this valley of tears, I am working. Even in this season of sorrow, I am preparing. Even in this time of weeping, I am transforming. Remember the promise I gave through my servant David. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Notice I didn't say weeping might endure, or joy might come. I spoke with certainty because I am certain. Your tears are temporary, but your joy will be eternal. Think of a woman in labor. Her pain is intense but purposeful. Her tears are real but temporary. Her struggle leads to joy. Your current sorrow is like those labor pains, not meaningless suffering, but purposeful pain bringing forth something beautiful. Your tears are birthing something precious in your spirit. I know there are days when you wonder if you'll ever smile again, if laughter will ever feel natural again, if joy will ever return to your heart again. These questions don't shock me or disappoint me. They don't diminish my love or decrease my commitment to restore your joy. They simply draw my comfort closer to your pain. The enemy wants you to believe that your tears have somehow disqualified you from joy, that your grief has somehow separated you from my love, that your sorrow has somehow pushed you beyond my reach. But nothing could be further from truth. Your tears don't push me away. They draw me closer. Your grief doesn't repel me. It invites my comfort. Your sorrow doesn't distance you from my love. It demonstrates your need for it. You've been counting your tears, but I've been counting your triumphs. You've been measuring your pain, but I've been measuring your progress. You've been focusing on what you've lost, but I've been focusing on what I'm preparing to give you. Your tears are not just drops of sorrow. They're seeds of future joy. When others try to rush your healing or minimize your pain, remember, I never rush the process of transformation. Just as a butterfly needs time in its cocoon, just as a pearl needs time to form, just as wine needs time to age, your joy needs time to mature through this season of tears. Your tears have not gone unnoticed. Each one is precious to me. Each one moves my heart. Each one draws my comfort near. Like a loving parent who holds a crying child, I hold you in your sorrow. I don't shame you for your tears. I don't scold you for your grief. I simply hold you until the storm passes. This transformation from tears to joy isn't just about changing your emotions. It's about deepening your capacity to experience my love. Every tear creates a reservoir that my joy can fill. Every moment of grief expands your ability to experience peace. Every wave of sorrow prepares you for a deeper experience of my presence. You may feel broken, but I see you becoming. You may feel lost, but I see you being found. You may feel empty, but I see you being filled. Your tears are not the end of your story. They're the beginning of your transformation. Don't measure your progress by how many tears you've cried. Measure it by how my comfort has met you in those tears. Don't count the days of your sorrow. Count the ways I've been faithful through them. Don't focus on the depth of your pain. Focus on the depth of my love that meets you in it. My precious child, as your tears continue to fall, I want you to grasp this truth with both hands. Every tear you shed is being transformed into something precious. Like water turning into wine at Cana, like bread multiplying in my son's hands, like death transforming into life at the resurrection. I am in the business of divine transformation, and your sorrow is next in line for my miraculous touch. I see how the weight of grief has altered your daily life, how sorrow has changed the way you see the world, how tears have become your familiar companion. But what if these changes aren't just losses? What if they're also preparations? What if your tears are actually softening the soil of your heart for a joy deeper than you've ever known? There's a sacred alchemy happening in your tears. They're being transformed into gold, like a master jeweler who knows exactly how much heat to apply, exactly how long to wait, exactly when to act. I am working with divine precision in your life. Your tears aren't just expressions of pain. They're ingredients in your transformation. Think of Joseph in his prison cell, David in his cave, Esther in her palace. Each one went through seasons of tears before their seasons of triumph. Their tears weren't just about what they were going through. They were about what they were growing into. Your tears aren't just about your pain. They're about your preparation. I understand why joy seems impossible right now. How laughter feels like a language you've forgotten. How happiness appears to be a country from which you've been exiled. But remember, I am the God who parts seas, moves mountains, and raises the dead. Transforming your tears into joy is well within my power. The enemy wants you to see your tears as proof of defeat, but I see them as preparation for victory. He wants you to interpret your sorrow as evidence of abandonment, but I see it as an opportunity for deeper intimacy. He wants you to view your grief as a permanent condition, but I know it's merely a temporary transition. You've been wondering if anyone sees your silent tears, understands your hidden pain, cares about your deep sorrow. Let me assure you, I see every tear. I feel every pain. I care about every moment of grief. Not a single teardrop falls without my notice. Not one moment of sorrow escapes my attention. When others offer quick fixes or easy answers, I offer something better, my presence. When the world suggests shortcuts around grief, I walk with you through it. When voices around you demand instant healing, I provide sustainable transformation. For I am not just interested in drying your tears, I'm committed to transforming them. Your tears are creating channels in your heart, channels through which my joy will flow, paths through which my peace will travel, rivers through which my love will surge. Like a farmer who knows that rain is necessary before harvest, I know that these tears are preparing you for a season of joy. This transformation isn't just about replacing sorrow with happiness. It's about deepening your capacity for both sorrow and joy. It's about expanding your ability to experience the full spectrum of divine love. It's about preparing you for a joy that can coexist with understanding, a peace that can encompass pain, a hope that can embrace reality. You may feel like you're drowning in tears, but I see you being cleansed by them. You may feel like you're being destroyed by sorrow, but I see you being defined by strength. You may feel like you're losing yourself in grief, but I see you finding yourself in grace. Don't rush to stop your tears. Don't hurry to hide your grief. Don't scramble to escape your sorrow. For in these very tears, I am working. In this very grief, I am moving. In this very sorrow, I am transforming. As we draw this message to its close, I want to plant this truth deep within your spirit. Your tears are not just an end, they're a beginning. Like the rain that precedes the rainbow, like the winter that precedes the spring, like the night that precedes the dawn. Your tears are preceding your joy. And this joy that's coming isn't just any joy. It's a joy made deeper by the very tears you've cried. I see how you try to hide your tears from others, how you've become expert at crying silently, how you've learned to wear a mask of composure while your heart breaks within. But my beloved, you never need to hide your tears from me. I am not ashamed of your grief. I am not uncomfortable with your pain. I am not waiting for you to get it together. I am here, collecting every tear, holding every hurt, and preparing every joy. Your tears are like seeds being planted in fertile soil. Each one carries within it the potential for joy, the promise of peace, the certainty of comfort. Just as a farmer doesn't doubt the harvest while planting seeds, I don't doubt the joy that's growing through your tears. The harvest of joy is as certain as my promises, as sure as my love, as guaranteed as my faithfulness. Think of my servant Job. His tears of loss became shouts of restoration. Think of Naomi. Her tears of bitterness became songs of sweetness. Think of Peter. His tears of denial became declarations of devotion. Their stories didn't end in tears, and neither will yours. Their sorrow transformed into joy, and so will yours. The enemy wants you to believe that these tears have marked you permanently, that this sorrow has defined you finally, that this grief has claimed you forever. But he is a liar, and your tears are temporary. Joy isn't just possible, it's promised. Hope isn't just wishful thinking, it's guaranteed. Peace isn't just a dream, it's your destiny. When your tears fall hot and heavy, remember, they're falling into my hands. When your sorrow feels overwhelming, remember, it's overshadowed by my love. When your grief seems endless, remember, it's embraced by my grace. For I am not just the God who sees your tears, I am the God who transforms them. This transformation from tears to joy isn't just about changing your circumstances, it's about deepening your character. It's not just about making you happy, it's about making you holy. It's not just about removing your pain, it's about redeeming your purpose. Every tear is contributing to this divine work. Your tears haven't weakened you, they've strengthened you. Your sorrow hasn't diminished you, it's developed you. Your grief hasn't destroyed you, it's deepened you. Like gold refined by fire, like steel tempered by heat, like diamonds formed under pressure, you are being transformed through these tears. So let your tears fall freely in my presence. Let your sorrow find expression in my embrace. Let your grief be felt in my comfort. For these tears are not your defeat, they're your development. This sorrow is not your ending, it's your emerging. This grief is not your conclusion, it's your chrysalis. And when the transformation is complete, and it will be complete, you'll understand why every tear was necessary. You'll see why every moment of sorrow was significant. You'll realize that your tears weren't just about what you were going through, but about who you were becoming. Your joy is coming, my beloved. It's already on the horizon, already in motion, already decreed in heaven. And when it arrives, it won't just be despite your tears. It will be deeper because of them. Your capacity for joy has been enlarged by every tear you've shed, expanded by every sorrow you've faced, increased by every grief you've endured. So hold on to this promise, cling to this truth, anchor your heart in this certainty. Your tears will turn to joy. Not might turn, not could turn, but will turn. For I am the God who transforms mourning into dancing, sorrow into singing, grief into glory. And I am not finished with your story. Trust this process, beloved. Rest in this promise. Hope in this truth. For your tears are temporary, but your joy will be eternal. Your sorrow is passing, but your peace will be permanent. Your grief is momentary, but your glory will be everlasting. With eternal love and transforming grace, your Father God. Amen.